Hello, Gemini. Welcome to your December 2024 tarot card reading. Now, before we get started, I just wanted to quickly remind you that the 2025 Year Ahead Overview Zoom sessions are still available for booking. So if you want to sit down in a one-on-one with me and talk about the new year, 2025, we'll do tarot, we'll pull up the astrology charts and really talk about all the major themes that you can expect throughout the course of the year. You want to get that on the book sooner rather than later, since the new year is only a month away. I cannot believe how quickly time goes by nowadays. But yeah, so all the info down below. All right, so let's go ahead and get started here, Gemini. So what is it that you need to know for December 2024? Let's see. Starting with an oracle card that says solitude. You know, maybe you need this. Maybe you've been in a place of solitude right now. Maybe you could benefit from a moment of solitude where you just kind of have a moment to yourself to think, to connect, have clarity of purpose, clarity of direction. Make sure you're doing things in the right time frame. Make sure that you're not pushing or trying to control certain outcomes. Make sure that you're okay with your choices and all of that. And so maybe there's something that will come out. We'll see what else. Obviously, this is just one card. So maybe things will come out where you may need to take a step back. Take a step back, consider, and really make sure that you're on the right track. Okay, so let's see what else comes out with the animal spirit. For Gemini, we have time to let go. Okay, well, maybe you need solitude because letting go isn't always as easy as just like, oh, just let it go. Just let it go. We always say it, oh, just let it go. Don't worry about it. Just let it go. We know how hard it can be to let go sometimes. And especially if we've had really strong attachments to things, or we've been a certain way for so long and we know we need to change, or life has looked a certain way for so long and we know it can't continue to look that way. You know, I think having your ruling planet, Mercury, retrograde opposite of you right now, over in Sagittarius, you know, plus Jupiter, you know, there's a lot of mutual reception going on between Mercury and Jupiter right now because you're in each other's signs or they are in each other's signs. And I think right now there is some element of the big picture. And not only do we have the big picture, but we need to kind of ensure that we understand the stepping stones to create the big picture too. And some things don't fit. You know, some things don't fit in the big picture. And that means we need to take steps in a foundational way to eliminate the things that are in the way. And that's not easy. It's not glamorous work. But I think in your heart of hearts, you know that that's what needs to be done. Okay. Tarot cards, Page of Coins, Queen of Wands, Nine of Coins. Okay. What I love are the small steps that the page often requires, okay, or represents rather. Page of Coins is learning, kind of like an apprentice energy. So there's a small beginner mind. There's not a lot of arrogance here. There's not a lot of room for arrogance. Sometimes it can be a message that comes in, or that there's some new presence in your life. That could certainly be the case as well. There could be someone trying to contact you or putting an offer on the table of some sort. But again, even with those types of things, I would highly recommend just taking your time. Now, I think you're coming out as this Queen of Wands, which is a little tenacious, and she's fiery and passionate, and she wants to go and she wants to be immediate. But we need to remember that Mars is stationing retrograde this month. Finally, he's been slowing down. He's going very slow at the beginning of the month. But December 6th, he retrogrades. And as much as we want to just jump right in and go for it and push the limit and do all these things, I think there is a part of you that says, I need to pull back. I need to do this in time. I need to do this gracefully, respectfully, and with dignity. And so I'm going to do this. It's like there's a lot of self-awareness here, Gemini, a lot. I think you are very self-aware in your experience levels. And when you're going into new things and new spaces, you are going in with this beginner mind because you know, I'm just a beginner, right? I'm just getting started. I'm just learning. I'm just getting my feet wet, if you will. But that does seem to be the right approach for you with this 9 of coins, because you are treating yourself with a great deal of respect here, and you're putting yourself in a position to ultimately succeed. And I think that's definitely the goal. You're not out here doing this. You're not out here learning and going through all these baby steps for no reason. You're doing this because your Queen of Wands energy is very determined to get to this 9 of coins. You're determined to take 1 coin and turn it into 9. There could be some kind of a financial thing going on here as well, you know, where you're certainly wanting to grow yourself financially, or in terms of your reputation, or maybe you're looking for higher credentials, or whatever the case may be, but you're certainly trying to grow. And you're not, because I think this page is coming from, like I say, well, sorry, I'm stuttering. It's like you're not stuttering, but I'm losing my words. I'm not going to sit here and say that you've definitely never done this before. For some reason, I'm feeling like some of you may have tried this before, but failed miserably. And now you've been humbled. And so now you're like, okay, I have to do it smart this time. I don't have an option. I have to do it smart because I actually do want to get to this 9 of coins place. I actually do want to win, but I didn't win before, and I know my mistakes that I made before. So I'm just going to take these little baby steps in order to get to this 9 of coins. And this is probably the best approach, and probably the approach that you should have had before, if this is kind of a recurring or a repeated type of thing. You should have had this before, but you didn't, but you learned the lessons that you needed. So now you can do it. And I think maybe you are getting yourself to a place where you can feel more confident. And I think it's because of your humility. Strange how we can have confidence and humility go hand in hand and work so well for us. Okay? But I'm wondering if here with this time to let go, if there isn't some kind of fear that you need to let go of as well. Because perhaps, again, with past experiences, you know, where maybe you did go too fast, or you did like hurry up and fail or whatever. Maybe you're harboring a lot of that fear of failure. You might be harboring a lot of that fear of going through it again. Again, not easy to let it go, but I think for the sake of your success, you're going to have to. Okay, let's see what else comes out. So what is this, Gemini? What else do we need to know for December? Yeah, because I'm really seeing that something with the 10 of Swords, right? Something in your life has gotten to a point where there is no winning anymore. Absolutely none. Or there is a strategy, or there's a path that you were on before. Because the thing is with the 10 of Swords is that we don't usually get here overnight. Okay, this is over a long period of time, and the same mistakes that we make over and over and over and over again, to the point where we have to get to a certain point where eventually we realize, okay, we're the common denominator in all this. Like, we're the reason this has failed. We're the reason why we haven't, like, my approach has not worked, clearly. And maybe that's why this is so hard, is because you are going about your journey in a completely new type of way, which is why there's a little, it doesn't feel cautious. Like I say, it's just aware that you are just beginning, or aware that you're doing this for the first time, aware that you're just learning, because this likely did come through a place of arrogance, or a place of like thinking you know best, or thinking you know everything, or whatever the case is. And it just got you further and further and further in the hole, or further and further in the red, or whatever. And we know you don't want to be here. But for some reason, it also feels like this is a it's a part of why you're doing this. It's a part of why you're moving in this direction. So it's not all that bad. In fact, maybe this is a blessing, but I think maybe this comes with a lot of self-criticism, or maybe you're berating yourself a little bit for not figuring it out sooner or anything like that. That's probably the stuff that really needs to be let go too. Now, this is the Gemini card. I'm seeing you really running away from that. It tells me you're ready to run away from that. I don't see that you're running away out of denial or, avoidance or anything like that. I mean, it's hard to avoid this anyway. So you're not avoiding anything. You're just tired of it. You're tired of it. You're ready to move on. You're ready to really tackle something new. And I'm seeing the warrior spirit, not only with the Knight of Swords, but also with the Queen of Wands. I'm seeing it in both. You have a lot of warrior energy. Like, this is the time for you to get it right. For you to get it right, to get it to be long-term, to get it to be lucrative, to be profitable, for everything to work out, for you to actually accrue the wealth and prosperity that you're hoping to create. So the decisions that you make, please do not make them lightly this month. They're not like willy-nilly types of things. Like, this is a chance to really, really succeed. Now, this might be small stuff with the page at first. So again, it's just a monthly reading, so I'm not expecting that this is going to be a huge life overhaul only in like 4 weeks' time. But I'm just getting a sense that you are easing your way into this path so fresh and so new that, like, it's important, right? These small steps, these small choices, they are important. But you are ready to tackle whatever comes your way. Now, I love the Six of Cups because it certainly feels like a gentle... Now, I've been using this word a lot with the Six of Cups. It feels very gentle. It feels like a gift, as though the universe is going to ease you into something. There is no hard entry here. There might be a hard exit from the Ten of Swords, but you are easing your way in gently and in a non-threatening way into this new path. There will come a point where little baby steps here eventually become a full-on sprint. Okay? I think you need to have faith in that, because sometimes this Page of Coins can be frustrating because you can't necessarily go at the pace that you would like because you don't really know everything. But I think you will quickly master what it is you need to know. You will quickly overcome a lot of the fear and self-criticism from the mistakes of your past, and you will be able to proceed down in this direction more rapidly than you realize. And you will be hitting a full sprint before you know it. But again, the Six of Cups is very gentle. And you know what's funny is it kind of feels like you always knew in your heart of hearts, ever since you were a little child, that this was the life that was meant for you, this Nine of Coins. You always knew. And whatever reason, it hadn't happened yet. For whatever reason, you made too many mistakes, and maybe you did give up on that dream for a minute, but I feel like that dream is coming back. That vision is coming back. It's being revived or resurrected in some way, and it's giving you a chance. It's giving you this moment. This door is opening and saying, it's time, Gemini, it's time for you to be successful. It's time for you to win. It's time for you to have everything you ever wanted. It's time for it to work out this time. Okay? Beautiful. I'm loving the Tower this month, especially since we just had Pluto come into Aquarius for good. The Tower doesn't surprise me. It shouldn't surprise us for the next year. I mean, it never really surprises us, but it's an effect. It's an effect of choices that you make. Because once you start taking these steps and you start learning how to walk and eventually how to run and eventually how to sprint and eventually you're starting to grow and you're starting to become successful, things are going to change. This is this becomes very static, but this can also become a blockage. It can become a point of resistance. And we can hit up against this so many times, but it's time for a breakout, right? We're ready to break out of this convoluted, pinned down, powerless, doesn't work, bad mindset type of place, whatever it is. We're ready to break out of that, to break out, to break free, and to really finally feel like we are not like some kind of a victim or product of our past or anything like that. And I'm not saying you play the victim card. I'm not saying that. But it's just like sometimes we feel like we can't get out of a cycle. And this is a moment where I think you feel like you can and you are. Not only can you get out of a cycle, but you are getting out of it. The Tower, I think, is welcome. The Tower, I think had to happen at some point. That this is the universe correcting itself. That this is what happens when you start doing something differently and you start opening up. Well, because I'm like that page, like it's not just that he's doing different things. It just feels like, I'm sorry, I'm hesitating because what I'm seeing is like sometimes we can just like, let's use your job as an example, okay? So many times we're like, all right, I just need to go about doing my job differently. I'm going to set up new systems. I'm going to hire new people, or I'm going to start working with new people, or I'm going to transfer to a new department or whatever, okay, so we're doing things differently, but we're still in the same job. We're still kind of doing the same thing. Or, we're like, I'm going to quit my job and I'm going to go work at that company over there. Still kind of the same, But now I'm like, well, I think Gemini is on the precipice of massive difference. Like completely different industry, completely different tasks, completely different talents and skill sets, and completely different. Like maybe some of you are starting your businesses. Maybe some of you are, launching something new or deciding to write a book or learning some new creative activity or whatever. And it's so vastly different from anything that you've done before. Like maybe you've tried, but again, it hasn't succeeded. But now it's like, no, I'm going to do this. The commitment level is very strong with that Tower for some reason. I think that Tower happens because you are now committed in a way that you weren't committed before. And in your heart, Queen of Cups, I think you know that it's time. And with the World card, it definitely suggests that you're crossing some big threshold. It suggests that you are moving in a fresh new direction, that you are evolving, that there is a big close or a big ending happening. Feels like relief as well, that this Ten of Swords is going to be left on the old side of the wall, like you're kind of like going, whenever I get this World card, I always envision that old movie Stargate. Did you guys ever see that movie? Where they have this big portal and it's got like the kind of, I don't know, like liquidy thing in between. It's like you go in through this portal and you're transported to a whole new world type of deal. And it's like this Ten of Swords is going to be left on the original side of that portal. So as you move through and cross over this threshold, this is being cleansed. It's like there's a purification process that's going on. Almost like a baptismal quality a little bit. And I think you feel it with that Queen of Cups. The sensitivity of that Queen of Cups is so strong. This is a Cancerian energy, so it's moon ruled. And there's, a lot of, you can pick things up. And there's a subconscious quality there too. But I feel like a lot of that subconscious stuff is being purged. A lot of the stuff that was operating underneath, that was keeping you in the same types of situations, the same type of relationships, the same types of people. It was like the same thing over and over and over for maybe a long period of time. Maybe it was the whole of Pluto in Capricorn era, the whole of since 2008, excuse me. the whole of 2008 since then, or maybe even before, I don't know. But it's like you can tell that that's being left behind. Your mind is working differently. Your mind is working more clearly. And when I look at this solitude card, I mean, probably you're going to need solitude with this Tower moment where things really start to pivot and change. And probably this solitude is going to be used for expressing your gratitude, being really appreciative of all the hard work that you've had to do and all the people that came into your life to help you grow. But you know, as you're facing your future, as you're facing, like, looking toward this 9 of coins, because it's all being driven by this dream here with the 9 of coins. Like, what do you see for yourself, really? This is what you see for yourself here. All this other stuff is just kind of stuff you have to deal with in order to get there, you know? The Tower has to happen in order to get there. The crossing of the threshold has to happen in order to get there. I don't normally see, like, a card in the top row being the end of the reading, but I really feel like everything is headed to this 9 of coins here. Massive purification, massive. Probably won't be able to necessarily sense it all that much, but I think you know that it is happening. Okay? It seems like a beautiful time for Gemini, and I know you've been through went through a lot. Finally, Capricorn is like cleared out. So that 8th house is getting cleared out. Yes, we'll have Capricorn season. Yes, Mercury and the Moon and Venus will come in through there once in a while. But for the most part, all the really hefty Capricorn stuff is done and over with for a long time. Okay, so we're not going to have a lot going on there for a while till the node gets there, the North Node. That'll be several years away though. Alrighty, let's go ahead and get started with the clarifiers. So we're going to open up all these cards. We're going to clarify everything. We're going to talk about all these clarifiers in the comprehensive reading. We usually talk for another 25 to 30 minutes. So we're going to open all these up. We're going to get a lot more detailed. So if you want to join, you can certainly join me. The link will be in the description box in the comment thread down below. Thank you all so much. Let's go ahead and get started here with the Page of Coins. Beautiful. Knight of Cups. An Emperor. Strength. Takes a lot of strength to be a page, apparently. Queen of Coins, 2 of Cups, beautiful. And a Hermit, that really matches the Solitude card a lot. Kind of contradictory with the 2 of Cups, but we'll talk about that. Another Queen of Cups here. Another 10 of Swords, another Tower. Wow, we're getting a lot of repeat. I knew that 9 of Coins was the end all. I knew it. That's what it was all pointing to. It's all going like that. Boom. Okay, Knight of Swords. 10 of Wands, 3 of Wands, and Temperance. 5 of Wands. 5 of Coins, 10 of Cups. 10 of Cups really matches the 9 of Coins. Star, King of Wands, 6 of Wands. Now for the Tower, 6 of Coins, 9 of Swords, the Hierophant. Page of Cups. The Moon, 2 of Swords. Ooh, Death, 3 of Cups. And last but not least, another Knight of Swords. All right, Gemini, this is where we'll pick up. So if you want to join, again, the link is in the description box in the comment thread down below. Thank you all so much. Have a fantastic December, and I'll talk to you soon.